presence in a smile. Love and compassion hand in hand. Forgiveness helps us understand. Infinite threads weaving hearts together, even miles apart. Through the laughter, through the tears, we find strength to face our fears. Infinite threads weaving hearts together, even miles apart. Through the laughter, through the tears, we find strength to face our fears.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to a special Saturday episode of Infinite Threads. I'm Bob, and as always, I'm grateful to have you here. There's a lot happening in the world right now. That's an understatement, isn't it? If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or just plain exhausted by everything politicians and people in power are saying and doing, you're not alone. Fear has become a tool, a weapon used to control, manipulate, and divide us. Politicians, media outlets, and even some so-called leaders thrive on making us afraid. They tell us we're in danger, that the world is crumbling, that we must fight, defend, and choose sides. But today we're going to step back. We're going to talk about how to cope with all this fear and anxiety without letting it consume us. Because love is bigger than fear, and we are not powerless. Before we talk about how to deal with it, let's ask a simple question. Why do people in power want us afraid? Fear makes us easier to control. When we're scared, we don't think clearly. We react instead of reasoning. Fear divides us. If we're too busy fighting each other, we're not questioning the real issues. You know, there was a Twilight Zone many years ago by Rod Serling that The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, I think it was called. That he was warning us even then. And we still haven't learned. Fear sells. Whether it's politicians, media, or corporations, fear keeps people engaged and consuming more. Understanding this doesn't mean ignoring real problems. It means recognizing when fear is being used against us so we don't fall into its trap. But how do we keep fear from controlling us? Well, there are several ways. Limiting your exposure to fear-based media is one. News channels and social media are designed to keep us angry, afraid, and engaged. Take control. Take breaks from the news. You don't have to be plugged in 24/7. I'm not, and that's for sure. I do keep informed. I read the headlines and I read what's going on and what's important and that I need to know every morning. And then that's it. I do not bury myself in it every day 24/7. That's just not going to happen. Be mindful of what voices you let in. Are they offering solutions or just spreading panic? You've got to be aware. Fact check before reacting. It's funny we would even have to say that, but we do. The worst thing today is misinformation, and it thrives on fear. So you need to seek the truth, not outrage. If something is really ticking you off, then you better fact check it before you spread it. You don't want to be spreading fear and anger over something that's not true. Stay present. Fear lives in the future. Fear and worry only exist in the future, in what might happen. But love, peace, and action exist in the present. Breathe and ground yourself. Focus on what is real right now. Take one step at a time. Instead of worrying about what might happen, ask, what can I do today? Choose love over fear. Fear thrives on separation. Love connects. When fear tells you to close off, love tells you to reach out. Talk to people, even those with different views. Don't let fear isolate you. Help where you can. Acts of kindness remind us that we can make a difference. Remember, love is a choice. Fear may knock at the door, but love decides whether to let it in. Protect your energy. You don't have to engage in every battle. That's important. Not every argument needs you. Not every crisis is yours to solve. Your peace is valuable. Protect it. That's a very, very tough one for an empath. Let me tell you. It's okay to say, I don't want to discuss this right now. Step away when a conversation turns toxic. You can be aware without being consumed. Pause and think. Final thought? Well, hope is stronger than fear. Yes, there's a lot of turmoil in the world right now. Yes, people in power will continue to use fear to manipulate us, but we are not powerless. Every day we get to choose how we respond. We get to choose love over division. We get to refuse to be puppets of fear. The world is not hopeless. You are not helpless, and no matter what they try to make us believe, we are in this together. Thank you for being here today. I know things can feel heavy sometimes, but I hope that this helped you take a deep breath and remember that you are not alone. I'd love to hear from you. How do you cope with fear and worry? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'll see you again soon for another episode of Infinite Threads. Until then, stay grounded, stay hopeful, and most of all, keep choosing love. I love you all very, very, very much. Now go pass it on.